This conference is focused on the Russian-Indian cooperation, also including and specifically about our activities here in the promotion of cooperation with southern India, with southern Indian states. But at the beginning of our today's meeting, we just wanted also to present you a couple of very short documentaries. We would like to display to you at least one of the important topics, one of the important events that we celebrated this year. It is 80th anniversary of the victory in the world in the Great Patriotic War and in the end of the World War II, where India also played its important role, and I think that would be interesting for you. So let us just begin with this documentary. Films were prepared by the General Consul. Both films, they're exclusive. It's Russia now. Certainly, I would say that the passing year, 2025, was, of course, very fruitful in our cooperation, and we have noted practically growth practically in all areas, and as we started this press conference demonstrating you a documentary on the 80th anniversary, it was one of the celebrations under the sign of which we worked this year. Also, this year we had two more memorable dates. It is 25th anniversary of Russia-India, of establishing Russia-India strategic partnership, and also it is already 15 years as our strategic partnership was raised to the level of special and privileged. We held most of our events here in the Russian Center, and also in coordination with various Indian institutions under the sign of these celebrations. I think we had more than 20 events, or more than 15 events at least, devoted to the celebration of the victory in the World War II and Great Patriotic War. Great Patriotic War, it is a part of World War II, the war that was pursued by Russia against the Hitler fascist Germany in 1941, 1945, and the result of that war, I think you're quite aware. as this is not just the victory of, not just the entering of the Soviet army into Berlin, but also the creation of the new system of international relations, which for the first time adopted, for the first time in the history of mankind, adopted many principles, also the principles of equality between states that now govern all the international relations. And now we take it as for granted, but just 80 years back, it was not such a normal thing. And many of these principles were established as a result of coming back to our main topic about our relationship. You know that Russia and India had a very intensive political dialogue this year. Our foreign ministers, external affairs ministers met at least 6 times, and our presidents had at least 7 telephone conversations, and president and prime minister. And certainly the major milestone was the state visit of the president of the Russian Federation, Vladimir Putin, to India on 4th and on December 4-5. That was definitely historic, landmark event, providing the new impetus to our cooperation. And I think starting from our leaders' chemistry, which was fully displayed during this summit, the meeting, the top-level meeting, had a lot of deliverables in the form of 29 agreements and a long joint statement and rather solid. That was rather solid document, which is called Russia-India time-tested progressive partnership based on trust and mutual respect. The arrangements and the agreements and the understandings of this summit are set to create conditions and energize the existing institutionalized cooperation framework, providing additional positive effect to our trade, economic, scientific, technological, defense, security, cultural, and academic ties. This is also important for enhancing collaboration between the regions of Russia and India, including the southern India. I think you know that Russia, in the understandings and the agreements that we had, one of the most important is that we are going to work on making our trade more balanced and certain specific trade benchmarks, and not just in trade but in economic cooperation and scientific cooperation were set in our joint program of development of strategic areas of Russian-Indian economic cooperation till 2030 that was adopted during this summit.
Council for Science and Culture, the RCC in Chennai, effectively implemented a comprehensive program aimed at strengthening humanitarian, educational, and cultural ties between Russia and India, South India particularly. Primary focus was given to engaging with youth, audience, and academic circles. The central theme, as His Excellency already mentioned, The central theme of the year was the 80th anniversary of victory in the Great Patriotic War. A series of large-scale campaigns, for example, St. George's Ribbon campaign, the Morton Regiment campaign, film screenings and exhibitions were held, reaching thousands of students and Chennai citizens in general, from leading Chennai universities, organizations, companies. Separate events were dedicated to Defender of the Fatherland Day and Russia's contemporary role, including discussions on international relations. I would like to put the stress on one event, that on the eve of Victory Day, Russian boxer Dmitry Kudryashov, worldwide known as Russian Sledgehammer, the boxing champion, brought a lamp lit from the eternal flame in Moscow to Chennai, symbolizing the enduring memory of the Great Patriotic War. The flame was handed over the young sportsman Samuel Tranat, representing the youth of the Russian compatriot community in Chennai. Kudryashov also conducted a high-energy masterclass for 100 young, talented Indian boxers at the newly inaugurated, at that time, Kalaiyar Central Boxing Academy in Chennai. This event drew attention from Mr. Venkatesan Devarajan. The event had a great success. The cultural highlights of the year was Russia's late participation as the country of focus at the 23rd Chennai International Film Festival. My friend, highlight of the year was Russia's participation as the country of focus at the 23rd Chennai International Film Festival. The closing day is today, by the way. Within this framework, screenings of films by the outstanding Russian film director, screenwriter, producer, and the director of the Mosfilm film studio, Karen Shakhnazarov, were held with great success. A particularly significant event was the celebration of the 25th anniversary of the Russian-Indian Strategic Partnership, which His Excellency already mentioned as well, happened in December. This celebration marked by a festive concert program. Its audience included not only Indian citizens, but also representatives of diplomatic missions from foreign countries, underscoring the broad international resonance of our bilateral relationships. A significant intensification of academic and inter-university cooperation is being observed. The states of South India, such as Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Telangana, attract Russian partners due to the highest standards of their educational institutions and their capacity to train qualified and semi-qualified personnel. This cooperation, I would say, gains particular relevance in light of the mobility agreements signed at the recent bilateral summit. In 2025, the number of places at Russian universities for foreign students increased, which indicates high international demand for Russian education that meets world standards. We are pleased to announce that the further increase in quotas is planned for 2026, including the Russian government scholarship program. Key events in education with over 13,000 participants included the large-scale exhibition of Russian Education 2025, Precise Energy Olympiad, and Science Festival. RCSC successfully also successfully running Russian language courses, a dance school, and a library. Also, the Michael Tal Chess Club plays a special role. Founded in 1972, it has become a legendary training ground for Indian chess. Over the years, it has been attended by many of the country's outstanding grandmasters, including the first Indian world champion, Viswanathan Anand. Over 100 events were conducted throughout the year, reaching a wide audience and generating significant media resonance. Strong partnerships have been established with leading universities and institutions in southern India. The RCSC activities make a substantial contribution, I believe, to strengthening Russia's positive image, expanding its humanitarian influence, and creating a solid foundation for deepening the Russian-Indian strategic partnerships, especially in the fields of education, science, and culture. Thank you. Awarded high honors from the federal agency Rossотрудничество, aka Russian House, the RCSC. We would now like to formally present these awards.